You know, I recently watched one of Voice of Reason's earlier videos that he did several years ago. Well, it wasn't earlier, but more along the lines, it was one of his review videos that he did on Generation 1. More particularly, he did two of them. One to celebrate 1,000 subscribers and one as a Patreon-sponsored video. Now, what were these two G1 specials that he was doing a review of? Well, of course, they're known as the co-pilots of the eventual show at that time. One being the very first special, Escape/Rescue from Midnight Castle, and Escape from Catrina. Now, if you want Voice's opinions on these, as well as Lightning Bliss and Tricky Fox and a few other points on these, they did do videos here that you can check out. All you have to do is type in Escape from Catrina, Tricky Fox, Lightning Bliss, or Voice of Reason. And the same with Rescue/Escape from Midnight Castle. And there you go, you'll be able to look them up. And excuse me, I do have a cough drop in my mouth right now. But the biggest question I think anybody would have, and I'm surprised no one really explored, especially some of the analysis out there, and if you guys are watching, I think maybe this might be a good subject or topic for you guys to discuss. But when you take a look at these two specials, back from G1, the question is, could they work today? Especially with Generation 4 or even the upcoming Generation 5. And I think in their own unique way they could. I really think they could work. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, you have the perfect scenario for some of these to go a certain way, if not an identical, similar way. Similar, I should say. I mean, first of all, nothing against the Friendship is Magic version of Tyrek. This version of Tyrek is pure gold. There's nothing against that. I love this interpretation of Tyrek. But if you were to introduce a new villainous character in that same role that the original Tyrek was in, with the same motivations, the same reasonings and intentions, the story is right there for you. It really is. The story is right there for you. I mean, first of all, everybody looks at, first of all, if you look at Escape/Rescue from Midnight Castle, if it was done today, you have the perfect setup. You have this new group of characters that you're trying to get people to get behind. You're trying to get fans to get behind. In the young Student 6, you're trying to get people behind them. You're trying to give them more opportunities to shine. What better way to do that than to probably do a story where they have to go rescue the main seven, if you will, the main seven, from suffering a similar fate as the original G1 ponies did in that pilot episode. Imagine the dynamics that could work. The dynamics, if not the characters, the development for the characters and all that could work. I mean, not only are you giving more time, more proper time, especially if you go the 44-minute route, not only are you giving more proper time to flesh out the young Student 6, but you're also introducing a situation to where the main seven are placed in a predicament to where, even though the inevitable outcome would be the outcome we expect, from a character perspective, a character standpoint, it could be something that really helps those characters grow as well. Because they can end up in a situation to where whoever this new villain is, who has the intention of taking the heroes of Equestria, these heroes, and turning them into mindless dragon monsters to do his bidding, and you have to rely on the young Student 6 along with whatever magical properties or elements they have at their disposal to go save them, I think honestly the story writes itself. I mean, right now when you think about it, you have all the pieces to the puzzle that you need to put together a decent story, a decent Generation 4, I should say, a decent Generation 4 Friendship is Magic remake of Rescue/Escape from Midnight Castle. So, do I think that special could work today? With the players that they have in place now, with the main 6 being the ones that might be in trouble, and it's up to the young/student 6 to rescue them, or even the reverse role, or even if you want to reverse the roles and you have the young/student 6 in trouble, and on the verge of being turned, if not inevitably turned into these mindless dragon monsters to do the bidding of whoever this new villain is, and it's up to the main 7, 8, if you will, to go save them. To me, the story writes itself. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to make it a little. You're gonna definitely have to make it. What I'm trying to say is, you would definitely have to change things up to make it its own kind of deal. But if you have similarities, story-wise, to, gain people's interest, especially the longtime fans, I think honestly, without a shadow of a doubt, in my opinion, it could work. Because you have all the characters and all the pieces in place, if you will, to make something like that work. Now, the question is, what about Escape from Catrina? Could that G1 special work? And honestly, I think it could. Again, I think it could work as well. I mean, we already pretty much know that there's a humanoid anthropomorphic cat land, if you will, or something like that, in continuity of G4, depending whether or not you believe the comics or the cartoons more than the other. We know that there's a land that's basically ruled by anthropomorphic cats, because we know that's where Capra's from. So, could Escape from Catrina work in this generation? Well, if you introduce the Catrina character as being from the same location that Capra's in, and maybe even utilize this to bring Capra back in, voiced by Ty Diggs, if you can get him for the special, then honestly, I think it could. I think it really could. You could, like I said, just like with Rescue/Escape from Midnight Castle, you can throw in identical, if not similar, elements from the original special into this new one, mix it in a little bit to make it its own deal. And I think honestly it could work. Now, could it work as good as, let's say, a remake or Generation 4 take on Rescue/Escape from Midnight Castle? Maybe not. But if both are given the allotted time to shine, which looks like could be the 44-minute to 1-hour special time limit that we know Best Gift Ever got, we know that Rainbow Road Trip's going to get, and we know another special after that's going to get, then I think it could. I think honestly both Generation 4 takes on these original G1 specials could work. And I know I'm not alone in that. And again, you have the setup already. You already have the parts needed for an Escape from Catrina special to work. You do. You have a character in Capra that comes from this land, like I said, is ruled by these anthropomorphic cats and some other creatures, and you could base Catrina out of that perspective, and you could probably, like I say, share in the same elements or add in, identical elements to the original G1 special, to where you have this cat creature named Catrina that needs slaves to make this potion that she become addicted to. That she has become addicted to because it gives her great power to be able to do whatever she wants. So, again, both specials, if they were to do Generation 4, Friendship as Magic takes on them, nowadays, I think they could work because you have all the pieces in place. You have all the characters that are needed. You have, certain scenarios, established. And it's a great way to introduce maybe some new characters, villain characters that could be redeemed, you name it. So yeah, honestly, I think, in my opinion, my personal opinion, guys, that if they wanted to, because if they go in this direction after Friendship is Magic as a series, as an episodic series is done, but they still want to continue it, I think taking these two Generation 1 specials and making them their own in a sense, with a few elements from the G1 specials thrown in, depending on how they want to go with them, I think could potentially work in their favor. I really do. So, but that's really all I can say on it. What do you guys think? Do you think a Generation 4 take on Rescue/Escape from Midnight Castle and Escape from Catrina could work, especially if they have everything already in place for it? Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Love to hear from you, and I'm out.